As this is Easter Sunday, and we saw him as an Easter egg in the Resident Evil Requiem stream. Here's a video of Tofu in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Check him out.
This is Nighthawk. Come in, Alpha. Alpha, do you read? Man, I thought you were all wiped out. I've been trying to...
Yep, so we're playing as a block of tofu, and literally he has almost no defense, no guns.
Guess there's no keeping down.
This is very much Resident Evil's version of an obstacle course. We're going to fail this a few times unless we get very, very lucky and win it. This is just me messing about. I'm not expected to beat this mode because it is hard as balls. And essentially, we've got to treat most of the game as an obstacle course. We're trying to get free. There's one route out. We've got to get back from the sewers to the police station for our extraction. And I think we've taken some damage there. Yeah, we have. You can see how there's chunks missing from Tofu. That lets you know that he's been damaged. Now, I am actually quite annoyed at Capcom for this mode, and I'll tell you why. One, in the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 version, this does not count towards the unlock Raccoon City Native. But on Steam, it does. And there's no explanation why. They made it arbitrarily harder on Steam for some reason. The second thing I don't like about this, though, probably the biggest problem I have, is that in the original Resident Evil 2, Tofu was quite tanky and could take quite a lot of extra damage. He wasn't, like, invulnerable or anything, don't get me wrong. But he could do a lot more damage taking than the other survivor, Hunk, could. But in this game, for some reason, they've made their health very similar. And that room there with the dogs, that's known as the Run Killer for that reason. It's pure RNG as to whether they will take a load of health off you and you'll have no chance of survival. I've almost no chance of getting out of this mode now, thanks to that room. It's so early in the run and there's so many dogs. And many people hate that room and ask for it to be nerfed. Because there should be at least one or two less enemies on screen, because it's impossible to do anything in this mode. But there's nothing you can do about it. It's the way the game's been coded. And we'll see if we can manage to get even close to anywhere near the end of the game. I'll be very surprised if we can. Yeah, I deliberately turned back on myself then to bait that one to lunge towards me. And then we can run behind this one here. So now we get to chase further towards the elevator out of the sewers. There'll be a guard here, but you can actually just run around him. And he practically always ignores you. So that's one way to save ammo, health, knives, the whole 9 yards. Speaking of, we've only used one so far, so we've got 15 more knives, either to use as melee weapons hand-to-hand, or as weapons to use to try and defend. This next room I always struggle with. I always get damaged here, so we're going to try something and hope for the best. Yeah, that's the issue. You can get bit from behind far too easily. But I'm not in danger mode, I don't think, which is a bit of a surprise. I expected to be in danger by now. Everyone's most hated enemy, the liquor. Though in this game, the knife is the best weapon for them because you stun lock them. Just like that. As long as you can get close to them, they also don't react if you walk. They don't react if you walk rather than run. At certain points in this game, you can do that. In the main game in particular. But in the mini-games, the 4 Survivor, Tofu Survivor, you don't really have much chance. Because they're scripted to be very aggressive and come straight at you. So I say this is the PC Steam version in full ultra-wide. So just give you a bit of a different perspective on the game. Here, there's dogs and zombies, but bizarrely, you can pretty much run by them. Now, I saw a strategy which involved going to the right here, but I've never been able to make it work. So I'm going to take the long way round, which is just as perilous, to be honest. But you can get away with it if you're careful. Now, unfortunately, in this mode, you don't really have a chance to be careful. You just got to go for it. See right there? Now we're going to quickly switch to walking mode here. We can walk by the lady there, the lady zombie. There's a licker above us. Listen for the dog paws, and then run there. By doing that, we avoid the licker attack, and we avoid the dog attack. They are two very important things to get rid of. Now, this is where, unfortunately, we're very much at the mercy of RNG. And that's part of the reason why Mr. X can grab you very easily and screw you over. Luckily, I made an RGB healing. The only advantage to this is we've now got a full heal and a shield. So that gives us a better chance. I'm amazed that worked. And by running to the right there, I got around the lady zombie as well, who normally grabs people. That's the best I've ever done that run, people. We'll take him back with the knife. Quick recall, we've got 13 knives. Made that 12. Oh, bugger. Made that 11. Now, if we walk here, there's another licker. Pay attention to the sound of Mr. X. Hear those boots? Keep them close. Don't panic. There's two pieces to strategy there that apply. The first is it's a way to avoid the licker. Oh, no, that's bad luck. That's really bad luck. Oh, what the fuck? I see what happened there. I think I got put through. I got put through the door, and it turned me round. Right, we've still got 9 knives. That's okay, I think. Health-wise, we're not in the best condition. The plants, you can't do anything. Just run up, let them grab you. Wait for the prompter. And then use the invincibility frames to get past them. We now have 8. 8 defensive moves. Damn it, I didn't want to do that. I accidentally came out of running mode. Oh, now that's annoying. He actually stumbled, and normally when they stumble, they stop moving and they don't grab you. I'm actually really quite annoyed about that. That's RNG. That is RNG because they stop stumbling, and normally they have a moment where they freeze and you can get by them. So I'm quite disappointed by that. And it's also annoying that you can't defend yourself when you're grabbed from behind. A knife has 2 ends. Stab backwards. You should be able to stab backwards, but you can't. Use the invincibility frames. And again. So there's not much you can do that. Managed to run past him, which is good. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that zombie. Nothing you can do because you can't shoot him. And on stairs, you can't defend yourself with the weapons. For some reason, oh no, they have the high ground. I can't do anything. Applies. I don't know why. It just does. So we'll let go of the keyboard for a second here. Now again, walk it out. Walk wide. Because there's a licker that we can trigger. Avoid triggering the licker. You won't get grabbed by them.
God damn it.
Okay, right. That would help if I wasn't walking into a wall. We have 6 knives. Let's see if we can get close. I got grabbed from behind. Come on. Oh, no! Oh! That was the stairs to get to the end. I was hoping that the woman would grab me because I'd be able to use the invisibility frames. That was unbelievable. We actually got much closer than I thought we would. Can't believe it. That was very nearly a success. I'm not going to get a run that good now for the rest of this video, I can assure you. I really don't think I'm going to get a run anywhere near as good as that.
There's no keeping down the Grim Reaper, huh?
Oh well.
Relax, Mr. Reaper. I'm headed toward the front gate of RPD. Pick you up there.
Right, that's RNG. That's complete RNG. She shouldn't have been facing me then. Right, forget it. No. Not having that. That's a run that's dead. I'm not wasting my time. That's a dead run. That's a dead run. I know immediately that's a dead run. If they grab you and do any damage to you, reset. There's no point carrying on. There's no point. This is part of the problem with this mode. There's too much RNG.
I'm headed toward the front gate of
Now, admittedly, it can go in your favor, but a lot of the time it goes against you. Right, there we go. See, again. I was past her, I was out of frames of reference, and she was still able to grab me. So we're probably going to see a few resets here, because I'm not wasting my time carrying on a run that I know is going to be a fail. I expected the last one to be a fail earlier than I thought it would, but a lot of things made a difference there. So I'm hoping that we can try and rekindle that as we go. So that time you see the frames were lined up properly and we were able to get through. Yeah, it's done that thing again. Sometimes that counts you as damage and sometimes it doesn't. Again, I don't know why. It just seems bizarre. I mean, you can risk using a knife there, but crucially, you want to try and save them. As I say, if it had been grabbed by the woman in front of the stairs, if she'd have grabbed me, I'd have used the knife, I'd have possibly just made it. Right, that's killed my run. That right there has killed my run. That dog getting me. Again, that's RNG. A lot of the time they miss you. So unless we get a very good run in this room, I'm going to be resetting. But let's see. Well, let's give it a chance. I've reset twice already. Right, yeah. That's my cue. Right there. That's my cue that this is going to be a dead run. Still, because we're through this area, we might as well see just how dead it is. Let's see how dead the run is. So you're not constantly seeing me reset, reboot all the time. It's not one of those videos. Let's show that I am willing to embrace the challenge. Because you see, there are rooms like this one which are much more consistent in terms of the behaviour and the strategies you can employ. They're a lot more consistent. They'll still have their moments of inconsistency, but they seem far more balanced in terms of developing a strategy. Because if you had a lot of options to attack and cause damage to them, you'd be able to do trial and error for that one. But as you've not really got any way to do any damage, your only hope is to get through. So if they grab you, luckily, you can defend yourself against them. So, we do have that. The only problem is, that can happen where you just get stuck. So I think I'm at this point now where I might end up not being able to go further. I mean, we're currently down to 13 knives. So that was 2 more knives than I wanted to use there. And again, consistency-wise, that room's normally quite consistent. But you can have moments like that where both enemies come at you. Normally that doesn't happen. You see him there as well. He can get aggroed and come after you. A lot of the time you can avoid him. So I'm doing this live to show it's not been jump cutted, there's no edits. This is to, well, I say I'm doing it live, I'm recording it in one take. So this time I've used 2 knives there, which is more than I would like to have used. I'm down to 11 knives. But I have also managed to get through there without taking the damage. So let's see how we go here. Yeah, that's the proof that the game has decided that it's RNG me. Instead of doing the jump attack like it does most of the time, it decided that it was going to use the liquor tongue. Something it doesn't normally do. Now the reason I've used the knife there rather than the reason I'm not yet healed is I'm taking a punt on something. This is a punt. It's a risky punt, but I'm going to take it. My idea is to try and get out of this room and then heal up near the dogs. Because if I do that, it'll maximize the time on the shield. But it's a risk. You can see Tofu's looking pretty worse for wear now, isn't he, people? I mean, look at him. Look at the state of him. He's looking like he's had more than a fair few chunks taken out of him. We'll wait as long as we dare, which is here, just before the door. That at least maximizes the amount of time we have the shield available. So again, for a run that I said was dead early on the bridge, I still have a variety of options here. Again, the main problem for me at the moment is resources. There aren't many of them. I'm going into walk it out mode. You can see the liquor there hiding on the ceiling. A dog is coming, but as long as we hit the door, we are 3. So the liquor, the zombie, the dog, none of them can do any damage to us at that point. I have heard some people say you can just run around them to the left, but I've never been able to make it work. Having said that, we only took the 1 shot this time from the punch, so that's good. Oh, that's interesting. She was actually there to grab me this time rather than actually at the door. Oh, that was lucky. But we're down to only 8 knives, so we're at a low resource here. We've used a lot more defensive resources than I wanted to. And I think this is what's going to cripple us in the next part of this run. Unless we get very lucky. I mean, you can get lucky there and have where the zombie gets out of the way and you don't actually hit him. But it's rare. And again, by walking out here, keep listening. As he comes closer. And we want that. If we keep him close, it makes up here a bit more manageable. Ah, nothing I could do there. He was facing right at me. And then it's grabbed me from behind. Which is far from ideal. Still, we've made it. 5 knives. Ugh. I don't think we're going to be making it on this run, people. I don't think I got anywhere near the defensive resources. Right, we've got 4 more. That's it, just the 4. We're going to need at least 1 through the waiting room. Oh, what the hell? Oh, no, that's really... That's ridiculous. I've never had that happen before. He appeared like the Kool-Aid man that smacked me in the face. I mean, luckily the shield mitigated the worst of the damage. But that's bad luck. That Mr. X was there and punched me in the back. Normally he doesn't spawn there. Either I was too slow getting out of the area in the shower room, or I triggered him somehow. I don't know what it was. Oh, he licked me, the bastard. Still. Yeah, that's going to put us down to danger, and that's it. That's the end. That is for definitely the end now. Let's say there are some strategies you can use, like say walking out here. This seems to work.
God damn it.
You can trigger the liquor there, it doesn't matter. You can see we've only got the 3 knives. I'd say the lack of healing resources is what... Right, you should be able to have 2 full heals. I think that would make it a bit more fair. But I don't think they're interested in fair here. Right, okay, that's 1. That's 2. He's going to grab me on the stairs, but yeah, that's it, dead. I just tried knifing him, but unfortunately I didn't. It's the health. As I say, you have 2 red herbs. They should give you an RGB and then a green, so you can make a full heal and a half heal. That would make it more balanced, because that... I mean, like some people, I think... I mean, I can try this as a strategy. Instead of mixing one together... Mix the red and the green so we have a full heal, and the red and the blue so we can activate a shield, which basically increases our damage resistance. So it might be a case of try and get back to full health once, and then activate the shield at half health. Yeah, there we are, RNG again, going against me. Right, okay, this one's now officially dead. This one's dead before we even got started. And because of that, I'm not wasting my time. I'm resetting that. I know full well I'm going to get bad RNG on that run. If I'm going to get bad RNG, I'm not wasting my time. So, my idea for that strategy, we never even got to test it. Because, quite frankly, by getting the 1 hit was bad enough. But then the behind shot, nah, you're not having that. You're not having 2-3 hits on me. I'm not allowing it. Lack of consistency once again, unfortunately. This is probably one of the most infuriating mini-games ever. Because this, let's say, it's the lack of consistency for me. It's the lack of consistency and the reliance on luck. I don't like that. It's meant to be a challenge. See there, look at that for luck. I've suddenly now got full health. What did I do differently? I didn't do anything different to earn it. It just happened. So, I think for me, that's one of the weaker points of this minigame in the Resident Evil 2 Remake. It's like, I think there's not enough consistency for rewarding a good strategy. But you can do the same strategy and not get the same... and get the really inconsistent results, depending on where you are. Some rooms, like the liquor on the outside balcony, for example. Great example of consistency. Every time I've tried to walk it out, I've got away with it. Every time I try to walk away from the looker and not trigger the looker, it's not triggered. And like there, I don't know, how did I get through that with no damage? Yes, I've used 2 knives, but I've come out damage 3. I don't know how. I'm not upset about it, I just don't get it. Say, on Easter Sunday, what did you do? Did you gorge on chocolate? No. I took a piece of tofu through the sewers trying to get away from zombies. Story of my life, people. Story of my life. Right, we'll hang left. And then turn back quickly. Ah, it's not worked. That hasn't worked. You see how sometimes with that enemy, you don't trigger it when you go that way, and it stays at the back so you can avoid it. But at least this time I only used the 1 knife, which means we're back to 13 knives, and we're at the moment in very good condition. So let's keep going. See, that time he didn't react to me. Other times he's got aggroed. But again, consistency. If you take that arcing path around the left and the right, you actually avoid taking any kind of attack from it. And again, that's good. That's good. That's excellent consistency. I like that. Now, you see, that's annoying. I actually managed to half run past him. But because of that... Hang on, where am I? Now, you see, that's another problem with this. Whenever you get grabbed, you sometimes don't know where you are. So I ended up using a knife there I didn't want to use. I mean, yeah, it's not the worst condition, but I think you must get turned around when you grab from behind, which is frustrating because it's not the way you were going. Oh, he's done it again. He's done the. I'm going to use the lick move rather than the claw move. So that's a bit annoying, but I've now got, as I say, the heal, and they've also got the alternate shield. So let's see how we go. See, I like the fact that zombie, he always seems so far to ignore you. And he seems to, like, keep out of your way, which is kind of cool. Now, that's the first time we've actually taken any damage there. I don't know exactly how much damage it was, because it's not shown my, you know, ECG bar. So I don't know if that's, like, orange caution. I'm not limping really slowly, so I'm not in red. So I'm not danger, at least. And again, the consistency of this hall, if you walk. Yes, it's not the fastest way. If you're trying to be a speedrunner, my way's no good. If you're trying to be a speedrunner, my way's useless to you. But right now, it seems to be working. Now then. Yeah, we're only down to 10 knives. It's not ideal. Now that was unexpected. That was an unexpected benefit. I did not think that would work. The chances are if I try that strategy again, it won't work. So we'll chalk that up as a rare W. Now that's irritating. I actually pressed the space bar. It was meant to be, you know, designed to heal me up, but it didn't do anything. Well, not heal me up, sorry, defend me.
What the hell, Hunk? You're late for extraction. Right there.
The only advantage is that we've got an extra knife. I switched into water mode. What the hell? Oh, I see. Mr. X got hold of me. And that's a problem because he's now really close. They, unfortunately, if they grab you and you don't have knives, it's an instant, or flashbangs or grenades if you hung. Instant death. You die immediately. So, don't do it is my advice. Oh, that works very, very well indeed. That worked tremendously well. What the hell? What the fuck? How did I get away with that? Right, okay, I'm gonna have to do this now. I didn't want to. But I'm gonna have to do that now. Because that will hopefully keep me out of danger. If I'm not taking damage from the liquor, I'd have used it after taking damage from the zombie. But alas, I had no choice.
Hunk, time's up.
I mean, the little, you can see the green shield. That's your proof that the shield is active. The bottom right of the screen with the shield is slowly draining away. So here we go. Okay, that's fine. That's not fine. Can't see where I'm going now. That's irritating. Yep, through the split, that's fine. Okay. Yep, I had a feeling that'd put me in danger. But if I'm careful... Oh, no, 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 please don't. Come on, come on. Come on. Hey, hey, come on. Woohoo! Yes! He looks worse for wear, but he's made it.
I wanted to meet the Grim Reaper.
There we go, that jiggly deliciousness, the model of Tofu, and there he is in the item box with his knives. How awesome is that? Well, that's a happy Easter from me to all of you people out there. He was an Easter egg in Resident Evil Requiem, and now I've given you my run-through of Tofu. That's a potential strategy for those of you who are stuck on this. Don't ask me to do that again. Thank you all very much. Happy Easter, and I'll see you on the next stream on Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. BST for Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the 3rd. Goodbye.